If you're a woman listening right now, you know the conflicting expectations, the constant pressure to be everything to everyone. Be strong, but not intimidating. Be nurturing, but don't lose yourself. Be ambitious, but make sure you smile enough. The world tells us so many things about who we should be, often leaving us feeling utterly exhausted and like we're constantly falling short. It's a never-ending cycle of comparison, self-doubt, and that nagging feeling of not enough. I spent years trying to navigate this labyrinth of expectations. I tried to be the perfect daughter, the perfect student, the perfect partner, the perfect employee. I overextended myself, people-pleased until I was resentful, and constantly put my own needs last. And the more I tried to fit into every mold, the more invisible I felt to myself. It was through burnout, through moments of profound self-abandonment, that a different path began to emerge. A path defined not by external validation, but by internal wisdom. These aren't rules for perfection. They are principles for peace, power, and genuine joy. These aren't rigid dogmas. They're not about conforming to someone else's idea of femininity. Instead, think of them as guiding lights, a compass for building unwavering self-worth, setting fierce boundaries, and cultivating a life that truly feels like yours. They're about reclaiming your power, not shrinking to fit. Ready to uncover the principles that can truly anchor a woman in a world that constantly tries to define her? Here are 7 rules I've learned, often the hard way, that I believe every woman should live by. Rule number 1. Cultivate your own unwavering self-worth. This is foundational. Your value isn't tied to your appearance, your relationship status, your achievements, your income, or what anyone else thinks or says about you. Your worth is inherent, non-negotiable, and it exists simply because you breathe. We are conditioned from a young age to seek external validation, to prove our worth. But when you root your value in external metrics, you're constantly on shaky ground. I used to tie my worth to compliments, to career promotions, to the approval of others. The emptiness it brought was profound. It wasn't until I started doing the hard work of internal validation, of choosing to believe in my inherent value, that I found a quiet confidence that couldn't be shaken by external storms. What would it feel like to know, deep in your bones, that you are enough, exactly as you are? Rule number 2. Master the art of the no. Your boundaries are your sacred space. Learning to say no to what drains you, to requests that overextend you, to commitments that don't align with your values, is one of the most powerful acts of self-love and self-preservation. Women are often conditioned to be agreeable, to be caregivers, to prioritize others' needs over their own. But saying no to what doesn't serve you means saying a resounding yes to your energy, your time, your mental health, and your own dreams. I remember a period where I said yes to every volunteer request, every social invitation, every extra work project. I was resentful, exhausted, and ineffective. The first time I uttered a firm but kind no, a weight lifted. It was terrifying, but profoundly liberating. What is one no you need to utter today to create space for your yes? Rule number 3. Trust your intuition fiercely. That gut feeling, that quiet whisper in your stomach, that sense of unease or certainty, it's your inner GPS. We often rationalize it away, seeking logical proof or external opinions, especially when our intuition defies conventional wisdom. But your intuition is a powerful, protective force born from accumulated experience and deep knowing. Learn to listen to it, even when it feels illogical, even when it goes against what others tell you. It will guide you towards authentic choices and away from situations that aren't for your highest good. I once ignored a strong gut feeling about a professional opportunity that looked great on paper, and it led to months of regret. Learning to honor that inner voice has been one of the most empowering journeys of my life. When was the last time your intuition tried to tell you something important? Rule number 4. Prioritize your well-being relentlessly. Your physical, mental, and emotional health are not luxuries. They are non-negotiable foundations for everything else in your life. This isn't just about fleeting self-care trends. It's about establishing sustainable habits around nutrition, joyful movement, consistent sleep, and robust stress management. Women often fall into the trap of self-sacrifice, putting everyone else's needs before their own, pushing their bodies and minds past their limits. But you cannot pour from an empty cup. Burnout is a clear signal. This rule is about creating boundaries around your energy, understanding your own warning signs, and knowing that filling your own cup first allows you to show up more fully, authentically, and sustainably for those you care about. When was the last time you truly listened to what your body and mind were telling you they needed? Rule number 5. Embrace imperfection as your superpower. The pressure to be perfect is crippling for women. The perfect mother, the perfect partner, the perfect professional, the perfect body. This pursuit of flawlessness leads to chronic stress, imposter syndrome, and paralysis. But vulnerability, authenticity, and courage are far more powerful than flawlessness. Your imperfections, your quirks, your past mistakes, these are not weaknesses. They are part of your unique story, part of what makes you relatable and human. When you release the need for perfection, you free up immense energy that can be channeled into genuine growth and connection. I spent years paralyzed by the fear of not being perfect, missing opportunities, because I wasn't ready. The relief of letting go, of embracing my messy, imperfect self, was liberating. What is one area where you can allow yourself to be imperfect today? Rule number 6. Build your own financial security. Financial independence is a cornerstone of freedom and optionality for women. Don't rely solely on others or assume things will just work out. Understand your money, learn to budget, save, invest, and create your own economic independence, regardless of your relationship status or career path. This is about power, about choices, about having the security to make decisions that align with your highest good, not just out of necessity. It's about understanding your assets, managing your debts, and planning for your future. The fear I once had around money was replaced by a profound sense of empowerment when I actively engaged with my finances. What's one step you can take this week to deepen your financial literacy or security? Rule number 7. Champion other women fiercely. The old narrative of women competing with each other for limited resources, whether it's attention, jobs, or partners, is a dangerous relic. True power comes from collaboration, from mentorship, from lifting each other up. When one woman rises, we all rise. Cultivate relationships with other women that are based on support, celebration, and genuine camaraderie, not comparison or judgment. Be a mentor, be a champion, offer encouragement, and celebrate the successes of your sisters. This creates a stronger, more supportive world for all of us, dismantling the scarcity mindset that keeps us small. I've found my greatest strength and solace in the powerful community of women who uplift me. How can you be a fiercer champion for the women in your life? These 7 rules aren't about becoming the perfect woman, because such a thing doesn't exist. They are about becoming your most authentic, powerful, and joyful self. A woman who is anchored in her own truth, who honors her boundaries, trusts her inner wisdom, and cultivates a life of purpose and profound well-being. This is a lifelong journey, not a destination. There will be stumbles, there will be doubts, but having these principles as your compass will guide you towards the most liberated and fulfilling version of yourself. Thanks for listening. If this resonated with you, what rule are you going to focus on this week? And what does it mean to you to live as a woman defined by her own terms? Share your reflections. And remember, your power lies in your authenticity.